Preview time, footy and frothies. We're going to get stuck into round 3 of NRL action, headlined by a grand final rematch. Daggy, Danaan and Barney with you to talk through all this stuff across all the platforms, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn Radio, etc., etc. And I guess we'll get straight into this with round 3, kicking off Thursday night at Amy Park with the Storm hosting the Panthers. For the Storm, Nelson Asafa Solomona is back on the interchange bench, escaping any penalty. I think got a fine for a pretty average-looking hip drop last week in reserve grade. No Will Warbrick still, so Grant Anderson comes onto the wing. No Dylan Edwards, so Thomas Jenkins at the moment in 22 is going to play at fullback. Brad Schneider at 14, Luke Garner on the bench. There is also Icy's back on the bench as well. Papa Ely comes in there. At the moment, Case McLean probably keeps his spot due to the Edwards injury and the reshuffle, but there was suggestion he could make way. Blaze Talangi is also in the 18 jersey. Barn, you can open the batting.
Yeah, it's interesting. Penrith should really come back. When you get beaten, you generally come out and play a stronger game than you did the week before. I just really like the Melbourne Storm edges, Blore, Katoa. I know Penrith have got similar to match, but I don't think they've got the attacking upside that you see out of Blore and Katoa. While they're going to be extremely strong defensively, you can see Blore, Katoa targeting the halves or shifting on that outline and trying to target these centres who had a few issues defensively last week against the Roosters. So I think they might just fall over the line. I think this will be a really good battle up until probably the last 10 minutes of this game, and you'll see someone explode and do something silly, whether it's Pappenhausen, Blore or Katoa. Maybe even Munster just showing and going and scoring next to the post. But I'm going to go Melbourne 1-12. I'm going to go Blore, man of the match. I think he really can cause some problems on that left edge running at Cole and Alamotti out there. And you might even see him score a double in this game. But I'm going to go with Howarth to score the first try, probably off, a Blore offload or something down that left edge for the Melbourne Storm.
Danaan?
Yeah, I'm also same as Barn in terms of the Storm. I think they'll be able to pip them and make up for last year's grand final loss. I've actually got Hughes, my man of the match, someone that it's since been noted that he was injured in that grand final, so he'll probably have a bit of a point to prove, as will the rest of the side. And I can see one of the wingers scoring first, so I'll go with Coates, but. Yeah, I think it'll be the edges that do the job.
Melbourne will dust them. This is 13 plus. It's okay. Jenkins, McLean, Tungo, who hasn't set the world on fire, Alamotti, Jack Cole. Like, what are we doing here? This will be a slaughter.
Whatever you say, old captain.
Just because it's Penrith, like people are scared to say it. This will be a slaughter. 13 plus.
I think it's because they lost last week. I expect the defence to be tightened.
They've conceded 30 points both games. Melbourne aren't conceding 30 points.
No, but I don't see Penrith conceding 30 again.
All season? Okay. Or just not this week?
No, just this game. This game.
Pappy's back at his best.
I might be wrong, but I believe they've actually had a pretty poor record in terms of the grand final rematches, though, as well.
Penrith? Well, they dropped to parity.
Yeah, I know the Eels beat them.
Yeah, I haven't looked at that.
Did the Broncos beat them, or was that Origin related?
Might have been Origin related.
I've got a feeling South. Yeah, I think South done them. And who did they beat?
Yeah, I think South beat them like 12-8 or something. It was like a tight game.
Yeah, so South got them. Parramatta definitely got them.
Yeah, you could be right.
And I got a feeling Brisbane might have got them. So, yeah, they don't have a great history of the grand final rematches. At the end of the day, I don't think they care. They win the one that matters. But, yeah, I'm definitely on the Melbourne bus here.
I'm looking forward to seeing Jack Howarth in action. I thought he had a good game round one, and he'll be breaking tackles and throwing some try assists and such out wide against these edges. Pappy will score a try. He might even score the first try. Man of the match. I agree with you. Go for Jerome Hughes here. I Looking forward to it, though, because I could be very wrong, and you'll get to enjoy the egg on my face, should I be.
I was just about to say, after Daggy emphatically declaring Melbourne 13 plus, Penrith's probably going to win by 30.
It was only $2.20. I just looked 13 plus. It wasn't. It's
Yeah.
not really, doesn't interest me too much from a betting point of view. Warriors and Roosters are 6 o'clock from Go Media Stadium. So as we suggested in the review, maybe add 12 points onto your Warriors ticket. For the Wars, they're unchanged from last week, and the Roosters welcome back Lindsay Collins, Spencer Leniu, and Victor Radley. So that definitely helps. Celesi Fogarty was named, but he'll be missing because he failed in his trying to get that overturned. I assume that means Savala comes back onto the bench. Billy Smith's on the extended bench as well, so we'll see if there's any change to that backline, but they've been going pretty well. What are we doing here, Danaan?
Sleeping by the looks of it.
I think I've got to go the Roosters.
Okay. Why?
Yeah, I don't know. I got a feeling Manly were off, and the Warriors were able to make the most of that. With all those names you said coming back for the Roosters, you tip the Roosters 1-12. It's probably the game I've got the least confidence in tipping all weekend, though.
Barn?
Yeah, I've given the Warriors the 12 points we talked about for Go Media Stadium, and I'm still tipping the Roosters 1-12. I just really like what I've seen out of the attack from, I know even when they were beaten handily in the first week, the Roosters, Toya and Marky Mark were standouts. And the weakest position in defence for this Warriors team is Ali Lawatia and Adam Pompey. So they've got to tackle these two guys, and I would not be surprised if both of those centres get a double or at least a try apiece. So there's your 12 points, and then you can make it up with the rest of it. You've now got 3 internationals being, jammed back into this forward pack for the Roosters. Warriors will have their moments. They'll get on top. They'll ride the crowd. They'll get, they'll look like game winners for probably 10 or 15 minutes of this game. But I think the Roosters will drag them back down, get them into that ugly battle. And I'm going to go with the Roosters 1-12. I'm going to go Crichton man of the match. I think he will really terrorise that left edge again like he did to Penrith last week. And I think Robert Toya will be the beneficiary of it on the right-hand side. And he'll get the first try and possibly a double because they'll drag all their defence out to that right-hand side trying to quieten Crichton down, and there'll just be heaps of space on the opposite side of the field.
Very interesting clash between the nines here. Egan and Watson both off hot games last week. Potential Origin shootout. And interesting, Victor Radley back at 13, not on an edge. So that probably shores up that middle from round 1 as well. That's it. I don't know. I understand both what you're saying.
Both teams have got a point to prove in this one.
I'm going to go with the Wires at home by 1. I think this will be this will be one of those games they win at home and no one quite knows why. I think emotion will just carry them there. It'll be like
now that we've all said 1-12, it'll probably be a 13 plus by one of them, and we'll look back saying, we should have seen that coming.
So I think everything matches up well enough. I absolutely am scared of those centres, as you say. So I'm going to go Marky Mark first try. Which is a concern because I don't know how well Warriors will chase. But we'll see this. Looking forward to it. I think it's maybe the most interesting game all weekend, actually. Man of the match, if they are going to win, it will probably be Egan or Barnett in that forward pack there. Broncos head back to Suncorp to host the Cowboys. Probably a nice refresh for them now. Katoni Staggs is named on an extended bench, but should he not play, it's an unchanged team. Jason Taumalolo is back in to the Cowboys, which they definitely need. He's starting at prop. Jake Clifford comes in at 7 with Duffy lasting just the 2 weeks. No Braden Burns means Robert Darby comes onto the wing. And Sam McIntyre goes back to the bench for Taumalolo. Nanai is also back into the 17. I don't give him much hope, Cowboys. I'd need to see something before I tip him. So pretty straightforward here. 13 plus Cowboys. I think Adam Reynolds gets him around the park. Brisbane. Sorry,
13 plus
Brisbane.
Cowboys.
Yeah. Brisbane. If they stuff this up, I think it's back to the drawing board for this forward pack for Brisbane. But I think they get the job done. There's enough points out there. Reynolds will kick him round. He'll get a solid 80 or 90 in Supercoach, and I think Selwyn Cobbo has a lovely matchup here to stamp a couple of tries out wide against this weenie little backline.
Yeah, well, if Brisbane lose this, then Madge has got no hair to pull out, so he's going to have to scalp himself if they lose this game. Seriously, how the hell did this Cowboys forward pack control Payne Haas? You've seen what he's done in the 2 games that he's already played. When he comes on and decides he wants to have an impact in this game, who's going to tackle him?
That's right.
Bateman, Robson, Tamalolo, and McLean all at once.
Yeah, and then
he'd probably still get an offload
to Carrigan, who they've then got to tackle.
Their only hope is that Ben Hunt, Reynolds, and Walsh all play the worst games of their life, I think. So Broncos 13 plus. I'm going to go man of the match, Ben Hunt. I think that down that left edge, he's going to have a whole heap of fun and just create all sorts of opportunities. He's going to be he'll probably get 3 try assists in this game, give him man of the match. And Cobbo, I'll give Cobbo first try scorer over on that right edge. Probably angle in, run at Jackson Purdue, and just fall over the top of him and score the first try.
Are we missing the obvious here in that away from a wet Allianz, away from a shitty Canberra, a dry Suncorp has Reece Walsh written all over it off last week's game?
Absolutely, it does.
I was going to say he's my first try scorer and man of the match in a 13 plus. Your Reynolds 70 in Supercoach, I don't see happening unless he's setting up Walsh, because it'll be Walsh and Hunt playing balls out the back.
You'll bomb to Cobbo. Get 3 try assists to Cobbo.
Shibasaki, Arthurs, Mariner, or Stags, whoever it is. It'll be Reynolds will have an easy game at 7 and just have to pass the ball to those guys, and they're just going to light it up.
3 o'clock Saturday kicks off with the Sharks hosting the Bunnies at Shark Park, Shark Stadium, apparently it's now called. No change for the Sharks, and the Bunnies welcome Jack Whiten back for Fletcher Myers, who goes out to the wing. Ravalawa currently 18th man. Tallis Duncan starts at lock. There is a hamstring concern.
Sneaky.
Yeah, well, Hubner, he's missing his 2 games, so unfortunately most people have to hold him now for a couple of weeks. Liam LeBlanc comes onto the bench, but the rest of the side looks pretty similar to what you'd expect. I think it's an interesting game because this could become a real grind if Sharks want to drop the ball 18 times a half.
Correct.
I'm going to give them benefit of the doubt. The fact they're playing Saturday Arvo, there'll be enough points in them. But tremendous centre clash. These 2 defensive centres will do their best to shut down Raymond and Iro, so they'll have to look elsewhere. So I'll be looking towards the likes of Teague Wilton or Cam McGuinness for first try, actually, thinking about this. Maybe a bit of footwork a bit into this game to duck back, change an angle, and maybe score back towards the posts. I know Sharks 1-12, but realistically, they should put a job on if the team we suspect they might be this year. But 1-12, man of the match, we'll go with Cam McGuinness making 45 tackles and said try. First try scorer, Sam Stone Street. He's pretty good at that. Looking forward to the clash, though, Dana.
Which one, McGuinness or Sam Stone Street?
What's that?
You
I
said
did
McGuinness is going to score first,
too.
and then you said Stone
no, Cam McGuinness. Sorry, I went down a freaking man of the match hole. All right, we'll go with McGuinness.
Yeah, no, I'm the line's 17.5.
Wow.
I don't know if that's
feels big.
That's value for South there or not. I've got Sharks and comfortably, but I don't know if I've got them 17.5 comfortably.
Do you think South can still score like 18?
I've got them at least, getting over a couple. It's after, as Barn said in the review, I've got like the Sharks just having like that 90% type completion. But in saying that, it's still going to be a simple game playing by them, which is I had similar, but I've got Fanua Blake for first try scorer because of that. just it's I don't know. I personally don't see 17.5.
Yeah, like I
Of a
said,
gap.
I just think like even if Sharks score 30, I feel like they'll concede 12 or 14 at least.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
could be wrong.
But I do have Trindle though as my man of the match. At the end of the day, if they're going to win, he's probably going to lead it. It'll either be him or Nico, but the forward is probably where they're going to end up doing him. Hero doesn't pass to Mortale, which we've already discussed. And yeah, just with those South centres, the points might have to come through the middle, which is another reason why I think it'll be a lower scoring gap that the Sharks put on. Still very confident in their win, but yeah.
Barn?
Yeah, White and back end is a massive uptick for them because I'm pretty sure the Sharks are going to come down that right edge. They're going to aim at Tass. They're going to aim at White, and you're going to have Ramey and Nakora and Stone Street down that right hand edge that are going to be looking to try and create the scoring opportunities. But I'm going with you. I think McGuinness probably scores the first try. It'll be in and around the post. It'll be a change of angles, a little bit of footwork, bump somebody off and score next to the post. You probably see another one out of a forward, whether it comes from, as you said, maybe Kafusi or Adam Fanua-Blake scoring
In a
under
week
the
we've
posts.
raved about like standout props. Fanua-Blake does stick out like a beacon here when you look down the team lists.
It's just too hard to tackle, man. Like you can't tackle him up top because he's got like one of the biggest upper body structures of any front rower in the competition. So you take his legs out, and then this like you got to make sure you tackle him 5 meters out because by the time he hits the ground and stretches out, there's 4 or 5 meters there for him to maybe hit the ball on the line. So got footwork, can bump people off.
That's it. I can see Brayley setting him up for one.
I really think that I think the Sharks run away with it at the back end of the game. I don't know where the points come from South. I know they've had a few they've put some points on in the first 2 games, but I'm not sure they're going to be able to break open the Sharks' defense that often in this game, and they might get 10 or 12 points, but I can't see them scoring any more than that. And I'm pretty sure the Sharks score 4 or 5 tries in this game. Sharks 13 plus. I think by the end of the game, Nico will probably 2 or 3 try assists, end up with man of the match, and I'm going to go with first try scorer with Yassed and McInnes in and around the post. But by the back end of the game, I think you're going to see the wingers probably scoring tries to extend the lead at the back end of the game.
5:30, the Dolphins host the Tigers at KO Stadium with Jack Bostock and Finafuiaki both on an extended bench. Mail is they're likely to play.
They need Finiaki.
Yeah. Kenny Bromwich is also on that extended bench, just looking through what their forward pack produced last week. Tigers unchanged, but Buller did leave the ground in a moon boot. Heath Mason or maybe Charlie Staines might come in for fullback if there is a change there. Or they could move Taruva, I suppose, if they really want. So a couple of options. But I suspect the obvious is Heath Mason. Barn.
I think the Tigers do it pretty handily, to be honest. Like the defense that we've seen out of the Dolphins doesn't beat anyone at the moment. Like if the Tigers can win the middle, which I expect they will, probably not early in the game, but by the back end of the game, I think they'll be comfortably chalking up meters and causing the defense to compress from the Dolphins, and then once they can get that ball wider, you're going to see the likes of Taruva, Staffatoa, Skelton being able to score tries out on those edges. I think the Dolphins will score first. I'm going to go with Herbie Farmworth to score the first try for the Dolphins. But I think man of the match, Terrell May. Like, he has been their best player week in, week out, and I expect that to continue with him to be the man of the match with 1 million tackles, 1 million hit-ups, and the Tigers to win 1-12.
Danaan?
Tigers are paying $2, and I think that's easy money at the moment. I've put the Dolphins in the same basket as the Cowboys and the Eels. Until they show something, I can't tip them. And really, if the Tigers can do what they've done in the last 40 to the Eels, if they can repeat that, I think they win this comfortably. I'm going Luai. I think it's actually time for him to rip apart a side and stand up. He's been a bit quiet in their first two compared to some of their other new signings. With probably Dewey scoring the first try, but they'll probably copy the Knights' game plan and just attack the centres. So I can see the centres wingers scoring 3 or 4 between them.
I'm surprised at the market. I don't know how anyone could have
13 plus comfortable win.
Yeah, I don't know how anyone could mark Dolphins' favourite off the first 2 performances, apart from the fact Tigers don't like winning more than 4 or 5 games a year. But I think you just line up last week's performances and you have to have Tigers on top. I'm going to go 1-12. I'll throw up the other name we want to see do something this year. Api Coruscant's now had the run, and if Terrell May and Pole are laying that platform, I think he can be in and about with getting those forwards onto the ball again, which we haven't quite seen just yet. Looking forward to another Buller performance. I might get him first try scorer should he be here. But those wingers are going to score a lot of tries this year, both of them. Fingers crossed. Titans host the Knights in, again, what should be a very interesting game. Now, Titans have had a game for them. I don't think they've panicked too much. I think it's pretty much the same. They've lost Calm Pereira, so Tony Francis comes onto the wing, and Isaac Fasul-Miley comes onto the bench for Jolliffe. For Newcastle, Leo Thompson's out, Kai Pearce-Paul's out, Brodie Jones comes on to start, and Adam Elliott to lock. Thomas Cant comes onto the bench, but there was the scare around Dylan Lucas as well today. Very interesting clash here. I'm going to go with Newcastle, but them getting done here wouldn't surprise me. I think Titans improve a lot. I think they'll just have their fitness levels up and be prepared to throw something back at this Knights team. I think it's a high-scoring game. Both teams will score 20 plus at least. Good game for multis, but Fletcher Sharp have another good game. I'm going to have him for a try. And Ponga is the form player of the league at the moment, so he'll be man of the match again. Yeah, 1-12 in a high-scoring game, Barn.
I just don't trust the Titans to defend out wide.
That's fair.
It's been proven time and time again. Fafita, Sammy Kelly, Tony Francis. I don't know if he can tackle. I don't know if he can run the ball. Who knows? But you're putting those up against blokes like Gagai Best, Marzu, Origin international representatives, Callum Ponga. I think they get torn apart by the back end of this game. I think Newcastle win it, and they win it pretty comfortably in the last probably 20 minutes of this game. Man of the match, Ponga. I'm going to go with Gagai first try and possibly a double or a triple.
Danaan?
I'm actually going the Titans. As again, I'm not high on what the Knights have produced this year. Even though Ponga has been amazing. In saying that, the fact that the Knights are the $2 outsider, I can definitely see value if you like the Knights. But I just think the way they finished, if they can carry that forward, they'll be the fact that they're at home definitely is leaning my tip towards them. They've lost at least 5 straight. Meanwhile, the Knights have won 4 of their last 5. I know that goes back to last year's results, but I think it's time that the Titans break that duck. Big game from Tino, man of the match, with Bo Firma scoring the first try. Just the couple of forwards that the Knights have out might play perfectly into the Titans' hands.
Yeah, being back at home with the back of the motivation off the hurricane and all the rest of it. Yeah, I can see them being up for the game, but they can't.
And it's one of those games that
Their outside backs can't
like
tackle.
36.
Anyway,
Yeah, it'll be one of those games that's like 36-34.
I have the same feeling about this being a high-scoring game. Combank hosts the Eels in a traditional clash here of the Eels and Bulldogs. 4:00 Sunday afternoon. Ronald Volkman's gone. Dean Hawkins makes his club debut. Josh Adokar should play and come in on a wing. Ryan Madison is 18th man for now, so we might see him in this team as well. Bailey Simonson has been named in New South Wales Cup this week, so we shouldn't be too far away. No Burton now kicker for the Raiders. Bailey Hayward goes to 5'8". Tupanua starts in the back row, so not bad, at least in the 11 position there. Who else comes onto the bench? That would be Kurt Moran and Daniel Saluka Fafita. Any hope here for you, Danaan?
you're off your game tonight, brother.
I know. It's been a long day.
You scored on the Raiders.
Who? Oh, did I?
The Dogs.
Bulldogs. Shit. When's bedtime? How do people work for a living?
Past
Sorry.
that time, he's back at.
Have we lost Danaan?
Data's cut out.
Yeah.
It looks like,
All right,
Data's
who's going to win, Van?
Fuck! I'm not going to tip Parramatta with your money. This forward pack, on paper, it's not a bad forward pack, but I think the Dogs forward pack, effort upon effort, consistency, aggression. It's just
pretty much
the Dogs.
everything I want out of our forwards pack is the Bulldogs forwards pack.
And they've only got half of their forward pack that they normally would have.
Yeah. They're not the best forward pack, but they don't give up.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Bulldogs 1-12. If Adokar plays, I think he will score the first try, though. And
he's not fast enough anymore. Preston will drag him down in the corner.
And the at the end of the day, if the Bulldogs are going to win, it's going to have to come down to their halves, standing up with Burton out. So it'll be one of the two halves for man of the match. Probably give it to Sexton.
Right.
All righty. And we wrap up. Here's the Raiders. Seagulls and the Raiders at 4 points.
We didn't even talk about this game, Adrian. What are you doing?
Oh, well, go on, Bar.
He's trying to finish it off.
I said wrap up with the Seagulls and Raiders.
Yeah, no, Dogs 1-12.
Yeah,
I'm going to go Josh Curran, man of the match. I really like what I saw out of him after this game. Was he suspended in the first round?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what he brought last week, if he can improve on that again, I wouldn't be surprised if he scores another try and just really rips that middle apart. And I'm going to go with Bronson Cherry, first try scorer. Dogs 1-12.
Dogs 1-12. Tupanua first try, man of the match. Connor Tracy. All right, there we go. Seagulls and Raiders at 4 points. Tommy's been named, but he's 50-50 apparently. So I would suspect he's not here. Toto Kula is into the side. Lehigh Hopewade might, or one of those two will probably play fullback, I would assume. And Tommy Talau would come in to replace them. Savage is back on the wing, and Tamale keeps his wing spot. So all those cheapy Supercoach buyers rejoice. No Zach Hoskins, Morgan Smithies starts, Matty Nicholson starts. Atta Mariota, Trey Mooney, and Sasagi are the bench forwards. Still no Tapani for this week. What are we doing here, Barn?
Yeah, for all those Supercoach players, I'm pretty sure Tamale's going to keep his spot. So, unfortunately, Hopewade might be kept out of this side, but unless you give Ricky a reason to get you out of his team, he's going to stay there, isn't he? So, yeah, I dare say you won't see Hopewade till further down the season. Yeah, without Tommy, I can't back the Sea Eagles. I know DCE can do a whole heap of good things off the back foot, but Luke Brooks has barely fired a shot this year. Their forward pack got owned last week, and they're going to play a forward pack that's probably going to be even better than the team they played last week. So, at least consistently. So, I'm going Raiders 1-12. I think they would just grind this Manly team into the ground by the back end of the game. I'm going to go first try scorer Xavier Savage, and I think Fogarty's kicking game will get him through this one. Man of the match.
Danaan?
Raiders right now $2.60. I'd be jumping on that just on the thought that Tommy's not playing. Raiders 1 to
Yeah,
12.
that price will tumble in as soon as that's official.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's worth the risk. I'm going off the fact Tommy won't play, and I just
And Raiders have a chance even if he does play, I think.
and that's my point. I don't have after their games last week. I don't have a reason to go against the Raiders right now. Corey Horsburgh, man of the match, with one of the probably Sebastian Chris, first try scorer. That's one of the things when I tip the Raiders. I'm never confident on who's actually going to score points, but they share the load. So I'm sure that, I've said Chris, so he probably doesn't score, but 2 or 3 of the other backs get over and possibly a forward.
Yeah, they're a funny team, aren't they? They don't really have pet plays, do they, the Raiders? Like they
don't have a set sweep or something like that.
Someone just score, like they just make shit up. One of those backs just puts on a bit of footwork or something and
that's it.
And produces it. Raiders have actually won the last 2 at 4 points. That was actually my little concern here, that the home ground advantage. But Raiders won the last 2 at 4 points, but Manly have won 7 of the last 10 overall. I'm going to tip the Raiders as well. I think I'm going to assume Tommy's out and just concur with what's been said. Horsburgh's going to continue his start to the year, and they could own this fort back. Big job for Takiao to drag them through. I think they just bash another team out of another game. 1 to 12 Canberra. First try scorer actually will go against the runner play, Jason Saab. Maybe a long distance one there. And man of the match, you said that, Corey Horsburgh. Anything else, Barn?
Like what can you expect out of this week of footy? Like, I was just thinking about, what am I frothing for this week? I'm frothing for a team that I thought was going to get absolutely lapped to come out and completely destroy somebody and look like the best team in the comp, because it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's it.
I don't know who it's going to be, but someone's going to do it.
Titans could win by 20 and we'll go, okay, there it is.
Yeah.
Hammer could score fucking 4 tries and Dolphins win by 30, and like Penrith could turn around and beat Melbourne fucking 24-0, and like fuck, who knows?
Yeah, I know. It does feel that way, which is exciting, which makes it does feel like every game is something to look forward to this season. At least for now. Anything got you frothing, Danaan?
He's pillowed by the looks of it.
Yeah, it's been a long day for all of us, don't worry.
It's been a long day. The painkillers have kicked in with the beers, so I probably should have waited a little bit longer. No, as I've said, I feel it's a couple of upsets coming again. So it'll probably be, all those ones that I thought were upsets, the favourites will win, and it'll be 2 or 3 of the ones that I said where the favourites will get over the line will end up losing.
Yeah,
it's going to be an outside back this weekend, whether it's Cobbo, Barnworth, Herbie, Hammer. Like, one of the outside backs is just going to go skits and look like the best player in the comp.
Yeah. It'll be Lomax. Lomax is going to score 3 tries. He's going to win.
It'll be Jack Howarth on the slaughter tomorrow night. So they are looking forward to seeing Storm put a number on them. And that Super Saturday just does really interest me. I think all 3 of those games have some angles that I'm looking forward to seeing out of them. So we'll be enjoying watching that. Thank you, everyone, for sticking around and listening to us. We're all going to go get some sleep now for the foreseeable future. Take care, guys, and we'll do this all again, maybe even from the pub next week.
What is that jersey you've got on?
Will Ospreay. Brav. Anyway, bye, guys.
Love you all.
See you.